Okay, here we go.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me now?
I'm gonna do from the beginning again. I'm just gonna do the pre-roll and then you do it. Here we go.
Welcome back to the Hub Podcast. I'm your host, El Master. Welcome back, and it's to making this weekend very special. Tomorrow we have Comic-Con for the third year. We have the Brave going against the Yonkers Force, 3-0 both of them. But more importantly, we have, I think, the beginning of a great event and organization, and also for the youth that are being involved in flag football. We are making history, meaning in Yonkers, for the first time we have a girls flag football, girls flag football league starting. Sitting next to me in a few seconds, you'll see one of the great men that is contributing, and he's been a coach for a while. I think he's the busiest guy in Yonkers, obviously, I think. He's a guitarist, he's a coach. Shout out to YMA. He's the coach of the YMA City Champions for the third year in a row. Under his belt, he has won 2 championships already. I don't know if it's his first time, coaching soccer, but I know he's also a recipient of the MBK Award. He's also, I think, Coach of the Year by the week.
Coach of the week.
Coach of the week, Coach of the Year. Why not? We're sitting next to me is Coach Benitez. Welcome to the Hub Podcast. Thank you for coming and sharing your experience in this wonderful weekend, like I said. How did you get into sports?
I feel like sports has been something that's part of my life, like ever since I could imagine. So originally I was a soccer player my entire life.
Okay.
So I played soccer from a little kid. I started at the YMCA, and then I kind of grew into other teams, and then I started playing travel. But that ended in high school when I went to Palisade Prep, which is now Obama, the Obama school.
Okay.
Oh, they were the only school that didn't have a soccer team.
Really?
Yeah, the only school that didn't have a soccer team. So I know the football coach was my history teacher in high school.
Okay.
And he came up to me one day. He's like, "Hey, yo, we need a kicker. You want to be the kicker for the football team?"
Oh, for the football team.
Yeah,
okay.
for the football team. I'm like, you know what? I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not playing. I was like, I'll do it. All my friends were on the football team, so I was like, I'll do it. But I didn't know there was only like 15, 16 kids on the football team.
Oh, wow.
So
they had to play offense and defense.
Yeah, so of course I go on. I can't just be the kicker. I had to, I mean, I wasn't a starter or anything. I knew nothing about football. So I was just there, and I was kind of just when the starters on offense were on, I was playing scout defense. And then, when we were on defense, I was playing scout offense, kind of just like, they're like, oh, you're fast, you can catch. And then, and that's how I started playing football. And then I think after that season, I tried to quit. I didn't want to do it.
Wow, because of physicality of the game?
I didn't find the love in it.
Okay.
I guess like I joined late the season before, so I didn't really get to play, and I didn't play too much. I was kind of just kicking, and the atmosphere was fun, but I wasn't sure if it was for me. And then the same coach calls my mom the first day. He's like, "Hey, he has practice today." My mom was like, "Yo, you got to go to practice."
There you go.
I don't want to play football. I'm good. And she's just like, "No, go." So the school was 5 minutes up the street.
Okay.
So I walked up, and then from there, that's when I started playing football. I scored my first touchdown that season. And I completely
fell in love.
I fell in love. I was like, you know what? It worked out too because travel soccer was getting too expensive. I couldn't afford to play travel soccer anymore. So I was just, I dedicated my time, and then, from there, that's when I got into football, and then I had the soccer, and,
Correct. Right. Did you play in college or?
No, I didn't get to play college. There were some D3 schools that I would have, I was in contact with the coaches and stuff, but I was also like a realist, So I knew I wanted to be a phys ed teacher. Like I knew I wanted to be a phys ed teacher. I think since like the middle of my junior year of high school. So all the schools that that was a possibility for me to play football, they didn't have phys ed.
Correct.
So it kind of was just like I know I'm not going to the NFL.
Correct,
It's
correct.
D3. It's not like,
Definitely.
So I was just like, I'm going to pick the career. So I picked the career and then that's where.
So you're a teacher.
Then I'm a phys ed teacher.
What? That's cool.
YMA.
YMA. Oh,
YMA.
That's right. YMA. How gratifying it is to watch kids grow, from year to year through, obviously through sports and academically. A lot of people take that for granted, like, oh, just concentrate on the books. But how gratifying it is to see the combination of two. You coach the girls soccer team and seeing them grow as leaders and becoming leaders. How gratifying is that aspect of that?
I think it's one of the most beautiful things. So like as a young coach, I didn't really get to experience it until I think really this year. Because so I started coaching football at 2000, I want to say 2021.
Okay.
I was coaching boys football for the Yonkers Brave.
Oh, wow.
So I was an alum. I played for the Yonkers the very first year of the Yonkers Brave. I was on that team.
Okay.
And then freshman year of college, I was kind of college, and then going into my sophomore year, I started coaching the JV. And that's how I got into coaching.
Correct.
And as a young coach, it's kind of like you're learning as you go. It's a new experience. Also, kind of being a young coach with kids who aren't that much, younger than you.
Correct.
It was a challenge, and but this year I got to witness all those kids, all those boys that were on my very first JV team, that were my first team ever coaching.
Yes.
They graduated.
Wow.
They graduated from high school this year. So I'm at the graduation, I'm looking at them, and it's just like, you see them, you remember seeing them when some of them, especially in Yonkers, they've never played football before in their lives. They've never done anything. And now you're seeing them, you watched in the 4 years how they grown athletically, but also just like as young adults.
Correct.
So it was, and now it's a gratifying feeling, like bumping into kids. I think I bumped into a kid at Chipotle.
Oh, wow.
And he was a senior when I first started coaching, but I was still kind of involved.
Correct.
And he's like, yo, coach. He's like, yo, what's going on? How you doing? He's like, yo, I just graduated college.
Amazing.
I'm going in to be a phys ed teacher.
Wow.
And it's kind of like, I'm not that old, so
Yeah,
I can't even imagine like when the more experienced coaches get it, but now I'm getting it. It's like,
Correct.
It's crazy.
It's like instant, like not instant, but like you're getting that gratification right off the bat. You've seen these kids grow into college, like you mentioned. Have you had any experiences where you had tough situations where you're like, kids want to quit, like you said you were, and you try to pull them back in? Have you had those instances, in your coaching experience so far?
Oh yeah, I mean definitely, especially in Yonkers. When especially coaching boys football, I feel like when I was coaching the boys football team, we kind of struggled kind of keeping numbers. I feel like numbers were always kind of fluctuating. We had kids that just weren't interested, which I could relate to them because remember I wasn't interested in the beginning, so I just thought, yo, listen, you have to just give it a chance and
stick with it.
Stick with it,
Yeah.
And then there were other kids that unfortunately, being that we are where we are, that wanted to quit and go on to do other things. Some kids maybe they wanted to focus more on school. Some kids wanted to do stuff that they probably shouldn't be doing. But that also is something that's kind of tough because you have to know the kind of student and athlete that you're dealing with.
Correct.
So you kind of you got to figure out how. You have to know what's going on background wise. There could be a lot of stuff going on at home. A lot of times I would see like kids wanting to quit because they couldn't afford to get to practice, or they have to watch their siblings at home, or it was so many things. So you kind of have to work around and kind of see that. But yeah,
I mean, I could relate. I coach in the East Yonkers Flag Football League, and one of the toughest challenges as a coach too is handling the parents. Because there's some parents that want to live through their kids. They're frustrated. They never made it. Want their kids to play all the time. And your kid might not be good. Or how's that aspect of dealing with the parents as well? Like, how do you manage that situation? Like,
well, that was definitely one of the tougher things that I dealt with, like especially as like coaching and still now. I think especially more now that I'm coaching more sports, and also now that I'm coaching girls sports. I'm coaching girls flag football and coaching girls soccer. I'm not coaching the boys anymore, but that always was kind of like a tough thing. And I keep going back to like being a young coach because that was only a few years ago, three or 4 years ago. But being like at my young age, you're dealing with parents who are older than
Yeah.
me, and you know they
Exactly.
have. I'm sure they have way more life experience than I have.
Correct,
and,
correct.
And you know, the parents. I'm not a parent. I have no. You know, so they might be looking at me like, what do you have to? So kind of having to gain the parents' trust.
Yes.
Because it's very easy for them to, I feel like, maybe just think it's coming from inexperience, or because
Right.
I don't know something, or you know, they might think they know more than me. So it's just kind of gaining their trust, and gaining their trust through their their kids.
So let's talk about more about, fill me in on this flag football for girls in Yonkers. Are there other leagues, or is this the first league, I believe, that's being started? How is this coming about? I mean, we're going to talk to the organizing director, the founder of Elite Sports in a few minutes. But how did you get involved with that?
So obviously I didn't play college football. I played a little bit of semi-pro. It was like the 37U that you see like on the internet or whatever.
Correct,
I played a little bit of that. But slowly that brought me into like flag. I played an adult league that was in Yonkers.
Okay.
It was based out of like around East Yonkers. We played YMA. We played some at Coin.
Okay.
And then that kind of led me into like this rabbit hole of flag. Like I was playing base level, and then I kind of got more as I advanced. You kind of go down this like rabbit hole where it gets super competitive, and you start figuring out all this other stuff. And I instantly fell in love with it because it brought back the competitive nature of like
Correct.
that football that I missed from playing high school football. So it brought back that competitiveness, and I fell in love instantly. I was fully invested, playing on a bunch of teams, as many leagues that I could, finding travel teams. I went to San Diego,
Wow.
Florida, playing all these leagues. And then at the same time, I was finishing up school, my bachelor's degree for phys ed, and I was student teaching at Yonkers High.
Okay.
And at Yonkers High, the announcements are loud in the gym. Like, you can't miss them. Like, they give you a
Correct.
headache. And they had mentioned something about girls flag football, like high school flag football, and I was like, this is great. Like,
Of course.
I want to get involved. So I reached out to the guy that they had appointed to take over the team for the first year. I reached out to him. I was like, listen, I'm student teaching. I can't be a paid coach, but I would love to volunteer. I'll be a volunteer assistant coach. I'll be there. I want to be a part of this.
Correct.
So that first year of that program, I volunteered. I was with the program. 60 girls tried out, which
Oh,
you'll
wow.
see later on. Like it's just nothing but up from
Correct,
that year.
correct.
But 60 girls tried out. We had our team. We found a little bit of success. We won a few games. I believe we won like 5 or 6 games or
that's
something
not
like
a bad
that.
start,
But
yeah.
nice little base level. And the guy realized that I love it. I'm invested. It's something that I'm proud of and that I love doing. And he gave it to me. He let me be
the director.
the new head coach.
Oh, the new head coach. Okay, great.
So shout out to Eli Morse. He's an amazing. He just won this a gold ball with the YMA girls basketball team.
Oh, wow. Yes,
So
I know him. I know him.
Yeah.
They went to the regionals last year, right?
They went all the way. They won.
okay,
They won the
okay. So he
section
put everything
championship.
together.
So he was the one because he also coaches football at Iona.
Okay.
So they figured he coaches football. He's also a great girls coach. We'll have him started off, but he ended up, I think not coaching 3 sports is a lot.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. I did it last year. It's a lot, but he ended up passing it up to me,
Oh, that's
and then
great.
from there, I instantly I fell in love. It was something that I enjoyed, and so here we are today. 2 years later, now this upcoming season will be my 3rd year as head coach for the girls flag team, and this league is starting. And from what I know, this is the only girls flag football, and only girls flag football league in around the area. All the other ones are there are others, but they're kind of far.
Okay.
You have to either go over the bridge or you got to go
Correct.
Jersey, whatever. So at least in Yonkers and kind of in this lower Westchester, like city, like Bronx
Correct.
area.
Yeah.
Really the only league for it.
We're making history, and this is going to be the first week, which is going to be amazing, I think. I'm going to be there. And so if you have time, come support. The games are before the football games, NFL football games. So you're not going to miss, the Jets losing at 1 o'clock. Don't worry about that. But I want to ask you a question about, you've coached on both ends, girls and boys. What's the big difference? Is there a tougher challenge either way? What's your take on that as far as coaching wise? Is there a different approach, or
It's definitely a different approach. I feel like and you deal with your problems
Right.
in both ways. I mean, but you just get different kinds of problems, different approaches, which is a fun challenge, I guess. And I always say it like, now that I'm coaching two girls sports, like as of lately, I don't see myself going back to coaching boys anytime
really?
soon.
The girls pay more attention.
Well, yeah,
That's my take, I think.
I think, yeah, they pay a lot more attention. I think with boys, it's more of like a.
Well, the Yonkers girls
I don't know if
flag
it's
football team will
the
debut
right way to
this
phrase it would
weekend.
be like an
Alpha
ego
Elite
thing, but I
Sports
found
says
myself
the
a lot
launch
of
is
times
Sunday.
like I would tell them something, and then I would eventually be like I would have to go out and show them.
I see.
You know, like if a corner wasn't listening, like I'd go at receiver and I'd run a route, and then
I
he'd
see.
be like, oh, okay, that's why. Or I'd tell the best receiver, oh, run around, and then I'd play corner, and I'd be like, yo,
Right.
if you do this, you have to show them. You
I
know what I'm
see.
saying? At least with the girls, it's like they already believe you. They
have that trust in you.
They have that trust in you. You know that
Yeah.
they.
Well, girls mature a lot faster than men. I'm still catching up to my wife, and she's 2 years younger than me. I think girls mature
Yeah.
a lot, and they're more analytical at that stage of teenage years at least. That's
No, yeah, 1,000%
You know.
with that. But I will say, I think the girls are a lot more funnier than the boys.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're
Shout out to the
hilarious.
girls.
I would say the girls are a lot more funnier than boys.
So, what's your take on this Sunday? What's gonna happen? How many teams are playing? Is it
We have 8 teams playing.
18 playing? Oh, wow.
Which was insane because I think the week before registration closes, that week of the registration deadline, I think we were at like 34, and we were kind of talking, and we were like, at least we could do 4 teams. We'll start with 4 teams. You got to start somewhere,
Correct.
And then that Monday, once registration closed, we were at 70 girls.
Wow,
And we're like, oh,
that's
snap,
amazing.
like we have to get.
And next year you're gonna have 200.
Well, that's the goal. I
That's the
hope so.
goal.
But yeah, we have 8 teams playing, and I think it's gonna be pretty good. The competition should be
Leveled.
pretty fun. Hopefully,
Okay.
I think it would be leveled. I know a lot of some of the teams have been practicing. My team practiced a little bit. We got
Okay.
kind of something. But again, at least for this season, our goal necessarily isn't like super heavy competition. It's kind of just like just getting it started, see what happens,
Correct.
what goes on, and see what things happen this season, and then for next season just see are the great things, the things that need to be
And
worked,
build
and then
on.
just keep building it. But I'm excited for it. I know.
Definitely.
I know. Speaking to the girls, we had a workout on I believe it was Wednesday. Everybody's excited.
That is great news. And for those who don't know, flag football is in the Olympics, or will be in the next Olympics. So if you're laughing about flag football, that's just a little, BS game. No, listen, you can make it to the Olympics, get paid. Coach, how do you manage all these hats? You're a high school coach, you're a teacher, you coach flag football, you play the guitar. What else do you have time? What do you have time? How do you juggle all these hats?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. It's kind of like people would think I have amazing like time management. I don't. Awful at time management. My calendars
You kind of have to, huh?
my calendars are never up to date. It's kind of just like I think I just get very lucky.
Correct.
I've been saying it like thankfully, at least throughout my whole life, because it's always kind of been like this, just trying to. I had football practice, but I also want to go, play guitar or whatever. I think I just got very lucky that all the things that I love never really
Conflict with each other.
conflicted with each other, or put me in a position to where I had to choose, And I also feel like it's also part of where, like when it comes to guitar, like I'm no professional musician at all. I consider myself I'm a pretty good guitarist, but nothing to where I have to only focus on guitar and I can't do all the other stuff.
Correct.
So I feel like everything is kind of just I found the perfect balance of where I am with everything, that nothing overtakes something more than it needs to, and thankfully nothing has kind of overlapped that made me have to make a tough decision to stop doing this to do this, you know.
And what type of guitar you play? The electric guitar or acoustic?
I play electric guitar.
Who's your favorite guitarist of all time?
That's an interesting goal. The guitars that got me into playing guitar was Slash from Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses,
He
that's
had
right.
all the hair,
Correct.
long hair with the
Correct,
top
correct,
hat.
correct.
So I that is my favorite guitarist of all time, and so I would probably say he got me into guitar, like the kind of just.
So you
whole,
play
like,
rock and roll, basically, primarily.
Yeah, for the
Okay,
most part.
okay.
Yeah, primarily, I play more rock. We're doing now hip hop because the girl that sings for our band now, she's she has an incredible vocal range, so she could do.
Right. And I saw you guys at the night out. There's that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were playing the bass though, right?
No, I was playing guitar.
You could turn
bass
guitar.
player and the,
Correct. Well, it's an amazing band. Listen, thank you for coming to the show. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
I hope you guys are the Giants.
Yes, I'm
Who
coaching
do you
the
guys play?
The Steelers.
Okay, if it was the 49ers, I'd help you lose. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a 49er fan, that's what I'm saying. Good luck this Sunday. I hope you guys, like I said, if you guys can make it, try to make it to support, I think, a great event. Like I said earlier, making history in Yonkers. We'll look back at it, hopefully 4 or 5 years from now and look at where it all started. And you're a part of that. I think, like I always tell people my guests on the show is, the best gift you can give to anyone else is your time. And thank you for being here. Thank you for volunteering. And I can see when I go to the games that everybody gravitates towards you, at least the YMA girls. That's why we won the city's championship again.
Yes.
I owe you guys some hoodies. That's in the works. But thank you for coming. And listen, keep up the good work. I don't want to sound like an old dude, but I like where the energy is coming from. All these things that you're doing are making better human beings out there, and I think that's what we're here in the planet for.
Yeah, no, of course. That's the mission. That's why I got into all the coaching, teaching. It's just I grew up in Yonkers. I know how it's like to be part of sports programs, to just be around the neighborhoods and everything. And I just want to show everybody that I was able to do it.
Correct.
I was able to. I went to one of the schools that people might not think was a good school, and I was still able to go out and show it. And now I'm glad that I'm able to kind of represent that for the city and just keep showing that. And then now going into the sports, just being able to keep growing the sports, because again, that's the people look at Yonkers sports and kind of think of it as a joke sometimes.
Correct, right.
But now, at least with flag football, I think we're at an even playing ground. Everybody started at the same time. We're starting this to keep us going so that we don't have to play catch up ever again. And it's gonna be fun. I know. I'm glad. I hope that this is something that we look back at, in 5 years, and be like, oh, remember when we were that small?
Correct.
We're something huge.
Definitely.
Just growing. So
I like the energy, man. I'll see you there Sunday. Thank you for coming to our show.
Thank you.
And then hopefully, we'll get some clips from you guys on Sunday and show the world, the rest of the city and everyone else that anything could, you have to put your heart into something, and everything blossoms after that.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to our show again, and I'll see you Sunday.
See you Sunday.
All right.
You're right, you can't see anything over there.
Are you gonna start all over again, or you paused it?
No, it's still live. We're still live.
We're still live. Oh wow! All right, so cut. I can't see anything. So we're live now. Live.
You're on.
Okay. Again, as I mentioned earlier, we have another special guest. He started this organization called Alpha Elite Sports, which has led into the girls' flag football league that's going to start on Sunday. I've seen them grow this league from day one, and I know it's not easy. There's a lot of behind the scenes, organizational-wise, to get this started. And I know he's very excited to get the word out. That's why I invited him on our show. He's also a best friend, one of my best friends. Obviously, I've seen him grow and do positive things in the neighborhood and in other leagues, and the East Yonkers League. and he's always involved with sports. His son plays for the Yonkers Force. Good luck for you guys tomorrow. But more importantly, I wanted him to get his word out because I think we should promote ourselves as much as possible, especially when we start a humble beginnings. Nobody really believes in you. It was girls flag football. No, I'm not interested. So he's going to tell us his story and hopefully share with the rest of you guys who might be thinking of doing something similar to this. It is possible. Obviously with some help or your friends or your family. But without further ado, Mr. Christian Areche, founder, president.
Yes.
The guy who does the cleaning up.
Yes.
At Alpha Elite.
You might see me in the other show too as well.
Welcome to the Hot Podcast for the first time. And tell us a bit about, let's start with the cream of the crop. How did you come up with the girls flag football? Why not just boy flag football like everybody else is doing? Why girls in that particular order?
Again, thank you, Master, for having me in your podcast. The elite podcast here in Yonkers. People are talking, so if people are talking, that means something's going on here.
Right.
So what got me to do this? What got me, what motivated me to do this was me and you. We've been coaching our sons.
Yes.
Through the East Yonkers Flag Football League, excellent flag football league. If you have a young player athlete that wants to get started, definitely recommend to go see Ray.
And shout out to Ray.
Ray Ortiz and East Yonkers Flag Football League and Julio.
Julio, that's right.
They did an excellent job because you know what, we came from the heights.
Correct.
And I'll tell you one thing. If our kids would have known about that league like 3 years before they actually joined, they probably would have been monsters at flag football. They were pretty good, but I'm saying they would have been.
We won a couple of championships.
Yeah, we did win a couple, an exciting championships.
Maybe too. 3. No, okay.
Was it 3? I know we went undefeated one year.
Yes.
We went undefeated. So, we had some good players. But what got me thinking about the girls is that in East Yonkers, they had girls.
Really? Okay.
And it was sprinkles, maybe 3 or 4 girls per season. And I thought to myself, why come the girls don't want to play? It's not that they don't want to play, it's that they'd rather not play with boys. The same way boys.
It was co-ed.
Yeah. The same way that boys don't really want to play with girls, because they think, a girl with the cooties or whatever, especially 8, 9 years old. And you could see that when they were playing, because when they went to grab the flag, they were doing this. They weren't grabbing, like when boys go grab the flag, they go grab the flag and pull them out.
Gotcha.
So last year, when Coach Benitez was the coach for the flag football, my daughter Miriam, she joined the team, and I went to the tryouts. Actually, she played the year before, I think, as well. I think she played the year before. But I went to the tryouts this year, and at the tryouts, they must have had 150 girls.
Wow.
Which I was like, this is crazy. 150 girls?
Wow.
Why do we only have one team in the city to cover 8 schools?
So you saw the interest.
So I saw, okay, this is an opportunity here. Now, we've been to a whole bunch of tournaments all over the country. We went to LA, we went to Texas.
That's with the boys flag
With the
football.
boys, yeah.
Okay.
So before I started with the girls, I had a travel team of boys. And the travel team of boys, we would go to different tournaments around, like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Orlando.
So you went to San Diego, right?
Los Angeles.
You went to Mexico.
Yes, we went to Cancun. We went to Cancun for a tournament. And I said to myself, first of all the boys aged out, right? So they aged out. What am I going to do now? And I went to see Coach Benitez and the other coaches, Tyleek, and I forgot the other coach's name. I can't remember the other coach. But they were there doing the evaluations, and they said to me, listen, we have 10 girls that we're already going to pick because these 10 girls played the year before.
Oh, they had the experience.
So they have experience, first of all. Second of all, they know that they know how to play. They don't have to teach them from scratch. We have 120 girls that want to play, and there's only 15 spots left.
Wow.
So he had to make a decision. He had to cut some girls that probably were good. Funny enough, because some of them are here now in the league, and they're like, oh, they cut me last year, whatever. So, but I got me thinking, I said, wait a minute, why don't we create an all-girls flag football team in Yonkers where now we get to see who are the best girls from Yonkers, and then they get to play in the team in the spring. Correct. Not only that, coach is also working on getting a JV team together. So now they have a development team, and then they have a varsity team.
Correct.
So they could play and then get better as the year goes. The year goes.
Yeah, that's interesting because, like you said, some of those girls that got cut, they just didn't have the opportunity to, get that experience, and maybe they could have been, top 10.
Right.
So
I mean, there was a few girls last weekend we did the evaluations where one was a track star.
Oh, wow.
But she goes, I never play flag. I don't know how to catch. I don't know how to do this. I said, listen, don't worry about it. You could run. I could give you the ball. You could just run down the field.
Wow.
That's just as good as catching it because
Correct.
it'll be a touchdown. I mean, the girl was super fast. I mean, she did the 40 in about 5.5. Only somebody else did it 5.2. You
Wow.
know, so I mean, that's fast.
Correct.
That's fast. So I called up Coach back in, I want to say May, and I said, Coach, listen, I'm thinking we should do a league, and I knew the uphill, it was an uphill battle because first of all, you have to get a field.
You have to get a field.
Field permits.
And everybody's playing soccer.
Everybody's playing soccer,
football.
baseball, whatever, and the field that you ideally want to play is in a turf field.
Correct.
Because, it's easier, whatever. So I started applying for permits. I couldn't get a permit. I called certain people, and they were like, no, there's nothing available,
Right.
And I was lucky enough to get someone, to help me and talk to somebody and got me a permit to play at Lennon Park. They drew the lines on the field, and it's actually a pretty good park. It's not bad. It's a baseball field park.
Okay.
And so they gave it to us. The Parks Department gave it to us, and it's hours now. We play Sundays from 10 to 1, right? What, like Coach said, what I was like kind of like having doubts was, so I'm sending emails to everybody. I'm going to the schools, and I'm going to the principals. I'm going to the directors of sports. I said, listen, this is what we're trying to do, and we're trying to do it for the school because eventually we want those girls to join the flag football team so they can have a better team in the spring. And the response was
Crickets.
it was worse than crickets. I mean, I heard the crickets, So I said to Coach, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to do it. If it's 20 girls, we'll play 4 teams of 5 girls each. I don't care. We're just going to do it. And if we have to go to a field where they kick us out every time, we're going to do it anyways. And the coach said, I'm with you. So when he said that, that's when I knew, okay, you know what? He's willing to go as far as I'm willing to go with next to nothing support.
Correct.
At that time. This is back in June, July, May, June. So I was trying to create the league or what have you. So I decided to call the NFL. I called them up. I said, listen, I have here in Yonkers, I have girls that want to play flag football. And I was wondering if the NFL could give us a franchise for flag. And when I said girls and football, the guy couldn't give me the information fast enough. He said, what do you need? We'll get you everything you need. We'll get you set up with insurance. We'll get you set up with team uniforms and flags.
Great. So you got these are the actual uniforms.
These are the actual uniforms, yes. So this weekend, as you mentioned before, we're gonna do the inauguration on Sunday.
Okay.
All the girls will be wearing the uniforms. Hopefully, you know how that goes, right? And we'll have a little ceremony to start the season. Nothing big. I have nothing planned that. I just hope people show up. I want people to come and see what we have.
Correct.
And they see okay, you know what? This is amazing. So when we have evaluations, 70 girls show up.
Wow.
So we have 40, and I said to Coach, listen, we got 40.
Wow.
That's it. We are as good, this is good. We can make again 6 teams or whatever. And they just kept registering. We went to the Dominican Festival. We got a couple of girls there.
Okay.
Some of the girls came and they helped us recruit. And then we went to the River Fest.
Okay.
And the River Fest was the one who kind of the mayor came by. He's like, oh my God, what is this? And we're like, this is girls flag football. Oh, this is wonderful.
Correct.
I've been emailing your office and I've been, but he's really excited about it too.
Well,
just like
great.
the superintendent, the school superintendent, he's really excited. He's like, oh, this is wonderful for the community. So, I
think it's a great idea as far as bringing people together and bringing, like you said, organizational at a different city level now, flag football. What was the process of selecting coaches? Obviously, Coach Benitez was been there from the start. How was the process of selecting other coaches? Was that a tough challenge? Asking people to volunteer?
So it's very difficult. So basically, all of us that are doing this now, except for the refs, we're volunteers.
Correct.
So everybody that's there is volunteering. The coaches are volunteering. The parents. So there's a lot of parents that volunteer themselves. So the coaches selection process was basically, if there's a parent of a player who wants to coach, they could get to coach because, now we could do a background check on them, find out, obviously we want all the girls to be protected, we don't want criminals or what have you.
Correct.
So you do a background check on the coaches, and most of the coaches already work with Coach Benitez, so they're already in the system, in the school system.
They were vetted by Benitez.
Yeah. So they're already in the school system. Only, I believe, 4 of the other coaches are just parents. Jessica Gordon is also one of the coaches.
Okay.
My son is going to be helping her coach.
Okay.
Again, that was one thing that was kind of difficult to do because how do you explain to a parent, hey, listen, we need you to volunteer Sunday mornings to come coach a team, because your kid is in it, but you're going to be probably playing 2 games every Sunday,
Correct.
So, it was kind of hard at the beginning, but then when they saw last Sunday, the amount of girls that showed up, there was like, we had 5 volunteers, we have 10 volunteers now.
Wow.
So parents are like, yeah, whatever you need. I could be an assistant coach or a team manager. So that was another, amazing thing that happened,
And how do you structure in the games? Are the games being played at the same time?
So we have 2 fields.
2 fields.
Yeah, we have 2 fields, 70 by 30 yards,
Okay.
right? We have 2 refs. We're going to have, the refs are getting paid. So refs get paid because there's no other way to do that.
Correct. They're not volunteering.
No, they're not volunteer. And we're going to have kids from the neighborhood who want to hold the markers, just like East Yonkers does. I mean, I didn't invent the book.
There was a blueprint.
Yeah, there was a blueprint already set up, and they gave, basically they gave me the ideas of how to run the whole thing. And we have software that runs all the dates to do the games.
Okay.
So it'll be 2 games a day. I'm sorry, it'll be 6 games a day.
6 games.
No, 3 games a day. 3 days a game. It's 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
So it'll be 3 games a day, and it'll be 6 teams playing.
Okay.
So, right?
I thought it was 8 teams.
Yeah, but 2 teams play twice every day.
So it'll be double headers for some
Right,
teams.
exactly. Some teams will get double headers.
I
Yeah.
understand.
So, so the software did all that, and we got some reps.
So the coaches keep the stats. Keep
So we're
stats
going to
as
keep
well?
stats to make sure that the girls get obviously motivated to do better every game, and then hopefully at the end of the year we'll do like a gala where the girls who win, they'll get trophies, they'll get rings.
That'll be great.
And we're looking forward to that. Again, that's what East Yonkers did, and it worked out really well for them. So we want to do the same thing,
So if you're not at the game, are you able to tune into YouTube or Instagram and maybe watch a game or something?
We will have that eventually.
Okay.
Right now, only because
Time constraints.
Yeah, well, we have I'm gonna
budget constraints.
Yeah, budget constraints. I'm gonna be reffing some of the games.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be coaching. I'm gonna be sort of like managing every. If there's a question, about a play or about a rule,
Correct.
I'm gonna be there to hopefully clear it up. And Coach Benitez is also gonna ref when he's not coaching. So we're doubling up ourselves, because again, this is how it is.
Correct.
But like he said, I believe that. First of all, this is going to be really good for the community. I think that the response that we got was overwhelming. So this time next year, we might have a problem, which is...
It's a good problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem, but turning away girls because, it gets to a point where, you got 100 girls, you got to get, 12 coaches to 12 teams,
Yes.
So it's gonna be difficult, but that's a problem that when we get there, we deal with it. And I think it wouldn't be impossible.
Correct. I think, I'm not saying surprise, but I think you're going to have a great event on Sunday to start the season, and people are going to see what you envision they may have missed. Because obviously it's the first time this is being done, so sometimes people will just brush it off, yeah, girls flag football, whatever. But once they see the impact of, the girls playing or the parents coming, I think it's going to be an amazing day. As far as getting everything started, were there any times that you thought, God, this is not going to work out, or...
Oh yeah, no. There was a bunch of times. No, there was a bunch of times where I said, I don't want to say I thought it was going to fail, but I thought we weren't going to get enough girls because you have to have a certain amount of girls. You have to have at least 40 to do 4 teams. Right. Or 42, you know, what have you. And I would tell Coach, I said, listen, you know, if this is what it is, this is what we have, it's fine. You know, it doesn't matter to me. But it worked out, you know, and it worked out because we did a lot of hard. I mean, it was a lot of hard work. Coach went out and recruited in the schools. He went to the, what do you call those? The first day. The first day of school when they do the orientations. He went to orientation, gave out flyers to kids. We gave out business cards to kids. And it's funny because at the beginning we're like, oh, this is not working. Nobody's really signing up. Nobody's doing anything. But then within, I don't know when it was, after the weekend after the Dominican Day Parade Festival, that weekend after, it was just like an influx of kids just signing up. You know, and then now we have parents that are like kind of like mad at us. Like, a lady wrote to me and said, well, you know, I want to sign up my daughter because I went to the evaluations on Sunday, and you said that 10 of them didn't show up. I said, well, that's different. That's 10 girls that signed up already. Oh, okay. So they're already in the system, already have their, you know, birthdays, school, and all that stuff. She's like, oh, you're lying. You know, you just don't want my daughter to play. I'm like, so how you were saying about parents that, like, you know, they're, you know, you have to deal with those type of people, but you have to deal with them as best as you can without, you know, obviously you don't want to crash out on video, right? So, you know, especially during the games, right, you're going to have parents that are going to be like, oh, that's a BS call or whatever.
Correct. Which is part of the game,
It's part of the game, and I think it's going to be competitive because I've seen the girls on Sundays. But it's more like Coach says directly. We want them to learn first.
Yes.
You know, and this is the year. This is the first year where they're going to learn. And again, I think, you know, we're hoping that even in the spring we'll do it again.
Oh, so you're going to have a spring season as well.
Spring season, maybe on Sundays again. Hopefully we get another field where it's more, you know, comfortable to have maybe three fields and one, you know, because you can take a football field, you cut it in three, and you can make a field. So we're hoping that maybe in the spring we'll do it too.
So as far as you mentioned the NFL's helping you out, but are there businesses that can sponsor teams and all? Is that taken in consideration?
So there is. We do want businesses to sponsor teams. We want businesses to sponsor teams, and then, you know, hopefully put their logo on the shirt. You know, like, so the NFL shirts, you can't really do much to them, right?
Correct.
But we're going to have tournaments that we're going to go to. Like, we're going to take some girls, again, the
elite
all-stars. The all-stars. We're going to take them, and we're going to take them to tournaments. They have a chance to sponsor that team. You know, a tournament costs $550.
Okay, it's not
so
bad.
You know, Dunkin' Donut or a Caridad restaurant, they could sponsor that team, and they said, you know, this team went to this championship, and they won. It was me. I was on who, you know, they'll get a plaque with a jersey, with a picture of the team, and a ring, you know. So we have all those things, you know, that we have set up. But I mean, right now we don't have any sponsors. Correct. You know, we basically donations. Everything that we get is donation. Like on Sunday, what we're gonna do is, well, there you go, right there. We're gonna have shirts that we're gonna be selling on Sunday. And the shirts are basically, you know, the money that we get from the shirts is donations, so we could use it in the program.
Reinvest it in the program.
Right, so reinvest it in the program.
Reach out to Nelson from Yonkers Hub. He's
yes, yeah. Nelson Yonkers Hub. He's the one that, you know, he's a
big money guy.
That's the dude. That's the dude. Well, funny that you say that because today, this morning, so the coach hits me up like around 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, damn, something's wrong. Something's wrong. What happened? It's 2 days before the whole thing starts.
Correct.
Because somebody just told me they saw us on News 12.
News 12.
News 12. Right. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you know, we're on News 12. I'm like, no. He sends me a video that's kind of cut off. So you know how they do. They repeat the news over and over again. So I'm like, okay, I came home. I'm like, I'm sitting on my couch waiting for the video to show up. And every time the video shows up, it freezes on my phone. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I said to Coach, Coach, I'm trying to get the video. I'm going to be late to work because I'm waiting over here, the internet. And then he did it. He went on his phone. He got the video. That's the video that is posted now online everywhere. And, you know, shout out to News 12. You know, I'm so glad that they you know, I'm hoping that they show up on Sunday. It'll be nice if they show up. But again, I didn't plan for a celebration because I did not know. Like I wasn't. My thing was I just want to get the kids to play.
Correct. But I think you're going to be surprised this weekend because once this hits social media and the kids are showing each other like with their head tapping somebody or catching a touchdown, and especially girls, it's gonna be viral,
right?
Like instantly. So you have to kind of like
Yeah,
Be
no,
prepared,
no.
don't sell yourself short.
No,
I
no,
think
no.
this is a big thing happening.
No, I'm not
You
saying
know?
myself short, but,
No,
but my thing was like I honestly didn't think of like the other logistics of it all.
No, you were so busy
Yeah,
organizing.
I was focusing on okay. Let me get the jerseys. We just got the jerseys today, you know, and it's really cutting it short because what happens if a jersey doesn't fit a girl, or
Correct.
you know, if it's the wrong size or what have you. So you know, I'm hoping that the jerseys fit. And you know, what happens if there's a flag missing? We don't have any football, blah blah blah. So all those things I keep
Correct.
take in mind. So my last thing was like, oh, you know, we got to do a ribbon cutting and we got to do this and that. I'm like, if it happens, it happened. If it doesn't, I can't plan it. It has to be done by somebody else. And
Correct.
you know, but you know, Sunday, 10 o'clock.
Wow.
We're gonna be there a little earlier
10
because
to 12, 10 to 1.
it's 10 to 1. The regular games are 10 to 1, but I think Sunday's gonna last a little longer because we're gonna get there earlier because we want all the girls to get pictures with their teams. You know, get like all the teams take a picture, and then take a group picture of the whole thing because we want to make sure that this is how do you call that when you put it in the books. You know, we want to make sure everything is recorded. So when they ask, this is how it happened, and this is when it happened. You know, and this is how it happened. So we want to make sure.
Well, I'm wishing you guys the best. I will be at Burke's after the football game. So if you guys want to come through, Coach Benitez, Kris and Areche, my picture beers are being, I know you guys are going to be stressed out of your mind eating with all these girls and all these parents.
Hell yes.
And then you're going to want to celebrate at least your first week. So beers on me, wings on Nelson from Yonkers Hub.
Yes, Yonkers Hub Nelson.
Listen, Kris and Areche, I cannot express how thrilled I am because I'm watching this go from the inception of an idea to be on the eve, basically, a couple of days. This is going to be amazing. Personally, I think I'm excited for it. I wish you the best. Whatever you need from us here at Yonkers Hub and from me, from Nelson.
Guys, listen, if you need shirts to be made, this is where we make them. In the Yonkers Hub.
And don't come to us after the league blows up and tell you you're going to get a shirt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
That's right. Get them now. Get them now.
I'm wishing,
It's 470 South Broadway. That's
470 South Broadway,
yes.
I'm wishing you best of luck. Whatever you need from us, I will be there on Sunday, obviously, covering, posting on social media. This is going to be amazing. I commend you for starting and, keeping, because sometimes, like you said, you have your doubts. And it's those days that really make you take you over the top where you say, listen, let's keep going.
Right.
Coach Benitez, thank you for coming on the show again. Kris and Areche, Alpha Elite Sports, right? Which is the big organization.
Yeah, Alpha Elite Sports is the nonprofit that I run, and this is where I basically collect funds to do the things I want to do.
Thank you for all the sponsors, right, that have helped you.
Yes. So there's been a few sponsors. There's been Millie Gutierrez, Senior and Youth or Empowerment Organization. It might be Youth and Senior, one or the other, right? South Broadway Bit.
Correct.
They always, every time I post something, they repost it. David Tuvilio, who was his birthday last night.
Happy birthday, David.
He's a real big person who's like backing us up.
I've always saw him at East Yonkers.
East Yonkers, and he's funny. We always saw him, but we didn't know who he was.
No, right?
We like, oh, who is this kid? He's
so young guy, right?
He's a city council. Jose Alvarado, the vice chair of the legislators here in Westchester. This guy is, I can't even say too much.
You're going to see him as Superman tomorrow.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Comic-Con tomorrow. So yeah, and Jessica Gordon also is a really good help. But there's a lot of people that helped. I couldn't have done it by myself. As a matter of fact, Carlos Hernandez from the El Puerto Cigar. There it is, El Puerto Cigar. He was another guy who helped a lot. So there's a lot of people that owe
behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes that helped me do what I'm doing right now, and I appreciate it. And I always tell them, anytime I get a chance to tell them, I tell them so they know, so they don't forget.
Correct.
That they're doing something for their community, and I hope, and I know this is going to be big, and we're going to look at this, like Coach said, maybe 5 years from now, we're going to say, remember when we were just 70 girls, And by the way, we have girls that are not just from Yonkers. We have girls from the Bronx.
Oh, really?
Oh,
wow.
yeah, from White Plains. From New Rochelle.
Also, the word's gonna get out there too. I'm playing in this Yonkers league.
See, but the problem with that was we found some girls that are dogs, and we can't use them.
What do you mean?
Like monsters. We got a quarterback.
Riggers?
Oh no, we got a quarterback that girl is like as good as any boy that was in East Yonkers quarterback. Dots.
And I heard through the grapevine that she's going to be playing with the Jets. So
Yes.
the Jets finally got a quarterback somewhere or another. They finally.
That's right, the Jets,
They
baby.
passed on Marino, and 40 years later, they get a quarterback.
Listen, she is amazing. I believe her last name is Ramirez.
Ramirez,
Yeah,
okay.
look her up. I'll tell you, when you see her, you'll see that she's a real deal.
Okay.
They're playing the Patriots, I think, tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Sunday. I think they're playing
That's
the
a big
Patriots.
rivalry. So I hope it's as good as the rivalry. I think it's going to be better.
Yes, I
than
think
the
so.
NFL, because when you watch live sports, you see kids, being competitive, and then you see them throughout the season, making plays where they couldn't catch before. Now they're catching, they catch a touchdown.
Well, that's another thing. I forgot to
It's
say.
amazing.
In the evaluations, we were thinking, we're going to see like a mess. This is just going to be, like a mess. Nobody's going to be able to catch. Nobody's going to take a flag.
Oh, no, they're ready.
And I want to say, if there were 70 girls there, maybe 20 didn't know what was going on.
Okay.
And even those 20 did okay.
Oh, wow.
So we again, it basically tells you that the community needs this.
Correct.
And by doing this, we're hoping that we'll make better players, or the ones that are, there's girls that never even played before. I never played flag. I never even called the ball. I don't even know how to hold the ball. How do you put the flags on? So it was eye opener. So we hoping that Sunday will be,
It's going to be as big as you think.
Yeah,
Maybe
I hope so.
I'll be tailgating there.
Yeah. Don't forget,
Bring
listen,
some
people,
dogs.
don't forget your chairs.
That's right.
There's no seating there. So
There's
you gotta
no
bring,
seating.
No, you got to bring your little chairs and
Cocoa.
It's not going to be cold. Is
No?
it? No, I don't
It's gonna
think
be
so.
warm. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be humid, though. It's gonna be
Okay.
humid, but, yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Kris, Richie, for coming on our show. We'll see you on Sunday, and we'll be posting all your videos and pictures of the great event that's on Sunday, which is going to be amazing. Thank
Yes,
you again
sir.
for coming to our show. Catch us next week, or maybe the week after that, at the Hub Podcast. I'm your host, El Master. Thank you for sharing. Bye-bye. Okay, got it. That was good.
That was good.
No, the girls are no joke, man.